misperception of being a tattoo artist. I don't think people understand like quite how much work it is. Most days it's like when I wake up till I go to bed. I work at Old Town Tattoo in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I've been there for 12 years. A lot of time and work is put in behind the scenes that no one knows you're doing. When you show up and you see your drawing, you know, there was time that was put in outside that you won't see. I've been tattooing now for 15 and a half years. Just started on just kind of practicing on friends and just random people I knew, and then that slowly trickles into taking in random clients and starting with really simple stuff and increasing in complexity as I went. In 2005, there wasn't as many synthetic options for learning to tattoo on. So when we were starting to learn to tattoo on an object that wasn't, or draw or do art on something that wasn't flat, we started with honeydew melons is what I started on. And so I would be in there after school drawing pictures on honeydew melons and filling up fridges full of honeydews with random lettering and pictures drawn on them. And that's kind of where, just to get a start of building up the hand muscles and like how to draw on a curved surface that, you know, it's a lot different drawing on an arm or like something round than drawing on a paper. And up until then, that's all I was familiar with was canvas and drawing and stuff. So start with that and eventually go to people, find willing participants. I grew up skateboarding. The skateboarding and punk rock subculture definitely helped open my eyes to tattooing and stuff, because a lot of skateboarders, punk rock bands, you know, covered in tattoos, and definitely influenced it. So yeah, skateboarding was really huge growing up, you know, outside of drawing pictures. Really drawn to any like hobby that really just like takes you out of life, and it takes so much focus that you kind of forget about all the other stuff happening. Outside of tattooing, I definitely like to do lots of other kinds of art. Drawing, painting. I predominantly like to work with oil paint. Just straight pencil drawings. I do some stuff with ink work from time to time. I try to take in little influences from a bunch of different mediums. The oil painting I'm working on right now on the skateboard is a bat. I'm pretty into bats, especially with like a fruit bat is what I painted on there. Instant reaction to bats is they're kind of creepy, ugly, but if you've ever seen a baby fruit bat or a fruit bat, they're very cute. They look like little foxes if you black out the idea that there's a bat and with huge wings and stuff there. Their tattoos probably isn't considered fine art, obviously, but people are doing tattoos that a lot of people can't even paint. The skill level has been raised to such a high level now that I think if someone that had that opinion truly dug into some of the bigger names in the tattoo industry, I think they would see that tattooing has hit some pretty high levels, and the artists that are doing it now are some of the best fine artists. The journey of being a tattoo artist, it's definitely taken me to a bunch of places and opened up a lot of opportunities artistically for me. being that tattooing kind of hit like a mainstream point in the 2000s and stuff, that really kind of like boosted a lot of opportunities. I think with what we were talking about, the stigma of tattoo, or like it being considered a high-end art, all that kind of issued in a wave of opening people's eyes that it is more than just getting a picture that you pick off the wall and it trays. Artists now are all doing custom work, and they're all, you know, doing fine art on the side and stuff. I'm just very fortunate to be able to go to work and really love what I do every day. Being able to have a career in art that's treated me really well so far. It's nice being able to have kind of some of that freedom too. I'm not too restricted on like too much of life stuff. I can still very much be myself, you know. I don't have to censor how I dress. You can still kind of be a little bit yourself. Pretty spoiled. I get to live my life and do the things I want, dress how I want, all that stuff, and then still get to go to work and do art on people. That's incredibly rewarding.
Postcards is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota. Additional support provided by Margaret A. Cargill Philanthropies, Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farms, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota. On the web at shalomhillfarm.org. Alexandria, Minnesota, a year-round destination with hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for memorable vacations and events. More information at explorealex.com. The Lake Region Arts Council's Arts Calendar, an arts and cultural heritage funded digital calendar showcasing upcoming art events and opportunities for artists in West Central Minnesota. On the web at lrac4calendar.org. Playing today's new music plus your favorite hits, 96.7 Cram. Online at 967cram.com.